This is it, episode 496, No Laugh Track Podcast, Acme Comedy Company here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My name is Justin Severson, the host each and every week. I have done 495 of these without talking to Sam J. Finally, at 496,
Yay.
Sam J has a week at Acme and is nice enough to join me here on the podcast.
Yay.
Yay! 2 shows down at Acme.
Uh-huh.
How's it been going?
Fun. It's been fun. I feel like it's been good crowds. They've been down to clown. That's all you can really ask for. Like, it's been cool.
What is
you
your
kind of know, so it's been nice.
What's your history in Minneapolis or Minnesota? Anywhere in the area here?
I have none.
None.
Yeah, and that's weird because I have a pretty giant family. So usually there's some connection to everywhere, but none.
No cousin here?
No cousin, no nothing. No, nothing. At least not that I know of. No. I got a lot of male cousins who have illegitimate children, so maybe. There's also, yes, a possibility.
Would you take their word for it if they showed up at the show?
Yeah,
asking
I
for-
absolutely would.
Yeah?
I'd be like, probably. Especially if they say that my cousin Sean's kid. I'd be like, yeah. That adds up.
Somebody's going to show up. Yeah, I'm Sean's kid. Sam left me a ticket.
My cousin Sean is the most random dude like on the planet. Like he randomly just travels to like the oddest places. It's very weird.
I was going to say this sounds like somebody you can't ever tie. You don't tie down.
Nope.
Nobody knows where to find him,
No,
but he's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Like my brother called me one time. He had like a layover for like 3 hours in like Cleveland. And so he was like, I didn't want to stay in the airport, so I just I went out. And he was like, I was walking to the store, and Sean comes walking out the store. And he's like, what are you doing,
What are you doing here?
Cleveland? And because I'm from Boston. And my cousin was just like, oh, yeah, I know some people out here. He's just like that.
Hilarious. You're based in New York right now, correct?
Yes, that's where I live.
How long have you been there?
I've been in New York for 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Did
flies.
you what made you move to New York versus any place else?
I got a job at SNL.
It was the job.
Yeah. It was the job.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
That's a damn good reason.
Yeah.
So you're not at SNL anymore.
No.
Yeah. Wikipedia needs to be updated.
Yeah,
it
they
says
be lying.
It says too present, which
They
is why I
lie.
never use it as a source. By the way.
Wikipedia be lying,
Yeah,
yo.
they definitely are lying. A job at SNL.
Mm-hmm.
What year? That started 6 years ago.
Ooh,
said-
I got that job in, I want to say, like 2008. I could tell you the exact day because it's on my IG. But it was like, I don't know, 6 years ago. Yeah.
You could look back and see your announcement on Instagram or what?
I didn't really, it was kind of an announcement. I took a picture of a disgusting bathroom at an apartment I was looking at
Yeah.
when I was first trying to move to New York, because New York is just a trash of a city.
Right.
And when you first get there, you don't understand how like actually crazy and gross it's gonna be. And then people are like showing you, especially because I didn't really have any money. So
Right.
I'm like moving into a studio, and it was just like I was just seeing the worst things. And this bathroom was just filthy. Like they're showing me this apartment, and the bathroom was absolutely disgusting. And so I took a picture of it, and I posted that I got the job and dreams do come true. That was 2017.
Oh, what a contrast.
2017.
You didn't end up getting that apartment, I'm guessing.
No, but I took another bad apartment.
Another bad one?
Yeah.
Did you? I always am. I do. That's just something I ask about a lot here. The living conditions in New York. So, did you have to get a roommate when you first moved here? Find a place by yourself?
No, I mean SNL pays you enough money where I didn't need a roommate, which is nice. But I was in this little apartment in East Harlem, and it was they had a washer and dryer in the unit, which was like a big deal. That's a big deal in New York.
Yeah.
But it was one unit, so you would turn it from wash to dry. It's just one thing. So it didn't ever really dry right.
I was gonna say that can't
It
work
never
well.
really dry right.
Since I've never seen one of those machines, they
Yeah,
can't work well.
It's one unit. You hit the wash button, it wash. And you hit the dry button, it dry. Nuts. And it was under my kitchen sink. It was in the kitchen, under the sink. And like anyone living in New York who's listening to it is like, she's fucking bragging. But it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, and it was super, super small. And like the bedroom part, it kind of had a little bit of a bedroom part because it had this like raised platform that kind of tucked back, and that's where the bedroom was. But you could see out into the open space. And then the living room was maybe this fucking big, like fucking, I don't know, 2 feet. I don't know. It was so tiny. And I was like new money and excited. So I bought this giant TV.
I was just going to ask, what'd you fill it with?
A giant TV. I put this giant TV on the wall that would hurt your head because you were sitting
too
close. To
it. People across the street are watching through your window. They got a good view.
I made it. I'm doing it.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you didn't start comedy early.
No, I know.
Not really traditional start to comedy.
I guess not. I don't know. I think the more you like talk to people and dig into this, there's a million versions of.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm
thing.
always very amazed when somebody's like, "Yeah, I was 15 and I was writing jokes." Like, what? That's what you knew you wanted to do that?
Yeah.
I've had people on there like, "Oh yeah, on career day in 5th grade, I wrote, I want to be a comedian."
Those people are sick.
How? I wanted to be a baker. I think when I was in 5th grade,
I
which
thought I
I've
was
never
gonna be
nowhere
a
near that.
lawyer,
You what?
I thought I was gonna be a lawyer. I feel like when you're little, they just like throw like 3 jobs at you.
I was gonna say there were 3 to choose from.
Yeah, and then you're like, I'll be that thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I thought I was gonna be a lawyer or some shit.
Yeah.
But no, I ended up here.
I think did I read that you went to college for communication at one point?
I did.
I did too. And did not finish?
No.
Similar.
I didn't. I don't think anybody who's a communications major, excuse me, they don't want to be in school.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the one you pick when you're like, sure, man.
Yeah, I have. I still owe just a few grand on school that I never finished.
Oh, you still owe?
Yeah, but one of my favorite souvenirs is that I still have was a little button that they gave us like in the first orientation day, and it says Justin Severson, undecided. I had no like I was undecided for years. Then did communication. Clearly, I didn't really want to be there. I just thought I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I just thought
it's
I was
a way to get
supposed
out your parents' house and shit.
Yes, and that's what I did too. I went just far enough. Just far enough. So I saw the show last night.
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way.
It was
Hilarious.
fun. Oh, thank you.
Hilarious. People don't normally do an hour and 30 minutes, Sam J.
I know, right? I'm working on some shit. So
that's not a complaint, but it's just good for you to be able to stretch out on a Thursday night, to have a Thursday where there's no, late show. You can get out there and do it, right?
Yeah. It was fun. I didn't realize it was that long until I got off stage, and I was like, "Oh, that was a long time." But I feel good about it. Like as an hour coming together, like I feel good about it, and I feel like it's not bad when you do it. When you run and like everybody's down to run, like there's a way you can do it where you're like abusing the audience, and you could tell they're just like, "Please let us go home."
Right.
But it didn't feel like that. Now, if it was, please tell me, and I'm very sorry.
No.
But it didn't feel like people were dying to get out,
No.
It just felt like we were having a good ass time, you know what I mean? So it was super fun.
You talked about going to Paisley Park.
I did go to Paisley Park yesterday.
I just randomly drove. I don't live anywhere near that. I just randomly drove by there on Monday.
I did go, and I was
First time?
That was my first time. I've never been to anything like that, really. Like some like celebrity sanctum. I've never been to anything like that.
Did you leave with any souvenirs?
I did.
What'd you
bought
get?
2 T-shirts for me and my fiance because you got to get the baby girl something.
Damn right.
And then I got my friend. Well, she's still a friend, but like more of a childhood friend that we kind of keep in touch here and there. But she introduced me to Prince and is a giant Prince fan.
Oh yeah.
So I had to get her something. So I got her like a hoodie. This purple hoodie is Paisley Park symbol on it. Just something I felt like they said they only make them there, and I was like, okay, let me get her something like she can't get anywhere else, and that was nice. That felt cool to do that.
Yeah. What stood out to you that you saw there? I'm curious.
What stuck out? It was like the thing that stuck out the most to me was the amount of plaques that were like platinum plaques, gold plaques that were just all around this man's house, and it was like, to achieve that much, I'm like, damn, you have to start being great at like 19, like he did, like to just amass this many like wins.
Yeah.
It was just like, damn.
Growing
like,
up here, I have memories of
That was
Prince.
crazy.
I have memories of him like first discovering music. Like at like 8, 9 years old or whatever. Like he was
Yeah.
just kind of hitting at that point.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
you know? And it was just like, this is like the uh, uh the like culmination, just looking at all this stuff of like a genius. It's like if he was a scientist and I'm just looking at all these like,
Yeah, right.
diseases he's cured and things. It's just like, how do you do that?
Yeah, no shit.
Like, how do you do that? It was very impressive.
No shit. Yeah, I totally agree. Big fan. I'll never forget where I was when I found out he died. That was like unbelievable. Like this isn't real. This isn't real.
Yeah,
It can't be
and
real.
it's cool that white people really like Prince. I think that's cool.
I also never need to hear the song "Kiss" again.
I don't
'cause-
think anybody does.
No, I love Prince, but I don't need to hear
Yeah,
that song.
if you're
ever,
like a
ever,
real
ever,
fan too,
ever,
you're not
yeah.
hanging out at Kissland.
No, no, absolutely not. That's a perfect way to say that. While you're here, we have to talk about the million things you've been busy with the last couple of years. Some people didn't exactly thrive during COVID. Sam J certainly did, in my opinion.
I mean,
It didn't slow you down, did it?
no, but not I guess like professionally, but I think everybody like emotionally and
Oh, for
mentally
sure.
was just like, what is happening here,
Oh,
you know?
For sure.
But professionally, yeah, some cool stuff happened in the midst of a real tragedy that was like super scary, especially being in New York. When it first hit, it was terrifying. It was absolutely, it felt like the end of days, like I really tried not to forget that I experienced that and to not take shit lightly because it was
Hell yeah.
very, very scary. Like
Yeah.
refrigerator trucks on the street full of bodies because they had nowhere to put people. And it was just like you couldn't believe it was happening. And it was like one day it wasn't, and then the next day it was.
Yeah, it was a different world. I'm
Yeah.
glad we've pretty much moved on. Plenty of remnants
Loss
of
and-
that.
And there was so much loss and death. Just you felt it all around you, and you felt collectively like we were all just going through it.
When everything started happening, and then when was your special recorded?
Right before everything shut
Right before.
down. Like I want to say it was like March.
March of 2020.
Yep.
So
And-
like
Like
moments
a week,
before.
like a week.
Yeah. Wow.
Like I shot the special, and the next week they were like, "You can't go outside." Week and a half.
Yeah.
They were like, "Yeah, no more outside," and I was like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got to edit, but we had to do it kind of weird and wonky, and then it was just like nothing. You couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And then it hit Netflix when
And-
everybody's stuck at home.
When everyone was stuck in the house, yeah, it came out, and I was like, I guess good and bad. Of course, bad because why people were stuck in the house, but also bad because I didn't really have a sense of it. Like I wasn't in the world. People were like, "Hey, we love that thing."
Right.
I didn't really have any like true sense of what it was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, all right, it's out there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that was such a unique time for everybody. I want to go back to something one of the first things you said last night. We were talking about black and white strippers.
Oh yeah, it's true.
It's so fucking funny.
It's true.
I really look at me, Mr. White Guy. I don't have much experience around black strippers, but I did when you brought that up. It did make me think of. You probably know anything about this, but the Minnesota Vikings football team, like 10, 15 years ago, they threw this party on a lake in Minnesota, and they got in trouble because some people in the public found out about it. The players were like, pissing in people's front yards by the lake and everything. Blah blah blah. However, they hired strippers for this party for the Minnesota Vikings. And where did those strippers come from?
Atlanta.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta do it right. You're not gonna just. You not just go. No, you got to do it right. Yes, I agree with that. That's a good call, Minnesota Vikings.
That was like one of the huge parts of the story. Like,
Good call.
and it named, I don't.
Oh, it was like a big. They were like, and they flew strippers.
Yes, yes.
No, I mean, what were they supposed to source them here? Fuck out of here.
Exactly. So I don't know if that was just a spur of the moment story that you're telling, if that's part of the act right now, but
It's a little spur of the moment.
it's very
that's-
funny.
That's kind of growing into something I like.
I hope it continues to grow because
Weirdly.
that's very, very,
I
very
like
funny.
the part about presenting the one white titty. That's the part that really. I feel like every comic you have the part of the joke you like. You know, you're like, I don't know what they're gonna like,
Yeah.
but this is my thing. And my thing is the presentation of the one white titty, and the white men putting the money.
One at a time. We're very well behaved.
It was so well behaved to be nasty.
I know. Oh, that's fucking, God, that's so funny. Yeah, it is so entirely accurate. So earlier this week, a buddy of mine, childhood friend of mine, hit me up on he don't even think we have each other's phone numbers, but he hit me up on like Messenger, Facebook Messenger. He's like, hey, you still doing that comedy club thing? Yes. He goes, hey, I'm thinking about going there this week. My girl's a big fan of Sam J. I was like,
Aw.
hell yes.
That's so sweet.
Yes. I said, tell you what. I said, give me a quote from your girlfriend about what she likes about Sam J, and I will mention it on the podcast.
I
so,
hope she said something nice.
so here we go. Her name is Nisha.
Oh, I
She's-
like that name. I went to school with Anisha.
She's Solly's girlfriend. And she said, I like her because she's funny. No, she said,
Hell yeah. I like that.
she said, quote, she loves the way she, meaning you, talk about the good or bad things in the black community and adds comedy to it and appreciates your insight.
Hell yeah. I do talk about the good or bad things. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, good.
I really think that's a very fire compliment, actually, because I always the comics I like is specifically my favorite comic, Chris Rock. That was my favorite thing about Chris was that he would judge us. You know, he would call us out on our shit and go like, "Nah, we don't got it all together either." And I really loved that about his comedy. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, good. Wow, I'm really glad I brought that up.
Yeah.
So I want to compliment you on your role in the movie You People.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. My attention span is this long. Like I say this all the time. I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. I mean, with a 3-year-old daughter, as I was telling you about before, and 2 teenage daughters, as I was telling you about before we started recording.
I'm dyslexic, and no one ever told me. I had to just deduce that on my own.
Oh, that's got to be very
But it's
rough.
definitely real.
I sat through You People, and I haven't watched a movie, honestly, in several years. And I'm not joking. I never sit down and watch a movie, ever anymore, because of all the shit going on in my life and just my attention span. And I watched You People. I really liked it. You're amazing in it.
Thank you. I tried. I didn't know what I would, I mean, like, even every time people tell me that, and truly not to sound braggadocious, but seriously, like, every time someone comes up to me and they're like, I really, really liked you. You were so good. Like, you were great. You handled yourself so well with Jonah. I'm so shocked because the whole time I was doing it, I just thought I was blowing it. Like, in my brain, I was just like, you suck so bad. You are a turd, because I had never done a movie before, ever. And all these, like, heavy hitters are in this thing, and, like, they know what they're doing. And at every part of it, I just felt dumb and awkward in my body, and I'm just
What is that, imposter syndrome?
yeah,
Right?
it was like all over me, you know, and I'm like, am I standing in the right spot? Just like a fucking idiot. Like I've never done anything with a camera. I just didn't, and I wasn't like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't dumb confident. I wasn't walking off of scenes like, you motherfucking got it. I was just like, hope that worked out, hope it doesn't look dumb. Hope I did enough that they can like save me, And I really didn't think I was going to be in that much of the movie. I was like, I'm sure I fucked this up so bad that they're just trying to figure out like how to edit around me and like make this movie work. And I'll probably pop up twice where I just was good enough, Like that's truly what I was thinking.
Your voice is the first thing in the movie.
I know. And then like a little like maybe like 2 months before the movie came out, Kenya called me and he was like, you killed this fucking shit, man. And I'm like, for real? And still didn't believe him. Still was like, yeah, sure I did. Whatever,
I read that role was written for a man.
It was.
And you killed it.
It was written for a guy, and then Kenya called me, and he was like, "But I think you could do it. Do you want to do it?" And I was like, okay. And then he was like, "All right, so it's gonna be you and Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy." And I was like, "What? Are you serious?"
Amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, but it was nerve-wracking, for sure.
Did you do Eddie Murphy's phone number? Is it in your phone right now?
No.
No. Jonah Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to be around each other quite a bit to get it together. So yeah, and Jonah was just great. I really, really appreciate his grace and patience, and just like taking the time to usher me into something that he knew I was new to.
Has anyone pitched you on doing the podcast you did in the movie full time?
Yes,
For real?
everyone's like, "You and Jonah need to do that podcast." And I would listen to it every day. And it was funny because a lot of it was just like riffing. Like we would get the topic and then just start like playing around with it.
That's
and
awesome.
I had a really good time with him. I'm a big fan of his too, so it was really nice.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
really like that. I'm telling you, I told my wife yesterday, I was like, you know what I did this morning? She goes, I don't know. I go, I watched a movie. And she almost, like, her jaw dropped. She couldn't believe I watched a movie.
Yeah,
And it was well worth it, damn it.
It was one of those moments, man, where you're like, is this really happening? You know, I think you start off doing this shit and you're like, you're doing open mics and you're just praying that you have, you can get 5 minutes. And
Of course.
like, your goals are so small. At least mine's were when I started. It was like, I just want to get past at the Comedy Shack on 6th Street so I can do Thursdays. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
whatever little goofy thing you're trying to get to.
Yep.
And then you're like, I just want 5 minutes, a solid 5 minutes so I can maybe get a late night spot, And then you're like, I just need a half hour. And it just keeps kind of building like that. And I never thought about movies or like my own show. Like, none of that stuff was really I was just like, I just want to get really good at comedy. Like, that was all I wanted to do, was just get really good at something.
Yeah.
That was the draw. It was like, I want to be really good at something.
Hell yeah.
Like, I've seen people being really good at stuff, and I think I could be really good at something. Maybe I could be really good at this. And that's kind of where it starts, and then it just...
As far as the acting goes, did you ever take a lesson from somebody? No.
No, baby. I don't like school. It's the real truth. I never took a comedy, like there would be comedy classes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't knock anybody for that kind of stuff. And I probably should, like, to be quite honest, it probably would not hurt me at all to get more information. But I am not studious. Like, I think also we're self-diagnosing. I think I also might have a tad bit of oppositional defiance disorder. And once someone's like in this authoritative space, or it feels like that to me, I'm just like, I don't want anything to do with that. And I just don't. I went to Catholic school. I got in trouble a lot. I got kicked out of class a lot. I've been suspended a lot. I've had in-house suspension a lot. At one point in high school, I had so much in-house suspension that it rolled over to the next year. So when I came back for 10th grade, I started the year in in-house suspension because I had so many days.
One of my daughters, the oldest one, got in some trouble at school recently with some other girls, and one of the punishments that the other girls got was she had her phone taken away and was given a flip phone.
Whoa.
That's punishment for kids
Yeah,
now.
no, I would probably kill a kid now.
Right?
That's like death.
I know.
They don't even know what to do, and the screen's all like grayish green, and they're just like, how do I text?
This doesn't have TikTok.
Yeah, that has to be. I would be pissed.
Right.
Yeah, that's a real punishment.
Worse than suspension.
Yeah, that's a real punishment.
Absolutely worse than suspension. What else should I be mentioning here? The other things you have out there that people can watch. HBO's Pause.
Pause with Sam J. A late night show that doesn't feel like a late night show at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a fun little show.
Is there one episode that people should start with, or you don't?
I would suggest
just start with episode 1.
Episode 1's fire. Have you watched it at all?
No, I don't have HBO right now.
Oh man, you gotta get your money up, baby.
I know. I go in waves. I say it on here all the time. I wait for the promo. price.
Yeah, get your money up, baby. No.
No.
I would say episode 1 is fire. It's fire. It's fun. I would say season 2, episode 1, butt naked basketball is probably my favorite.
What? Butt naked basketball?
Yeah. See, now you want to get you some HBO.
All right, fine. I'll probably have to do the commercial version with the $9.99, but I could see it's gonna be worth it. I could see it's gonna be worth it. I want to bring up a couple other things here. Let's
Please
see.
don't feel rushed. I have no life in Minnesota.
Oh, you're the best. You know, actually,
So-
I have to go do something today
What?
at some point.
What you
I
gotta
have
do?
another job. I'm gonna go work at the Twins game this afternoon.
Oh, I was gonna go to that, but it's too cold to sit and watch baseball.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward
Yeah.
to being outside when
Yeah.
it's only going to be maybe touch 50 today. But yeah, I'm heading over there right
Hell
after
yeah.
this.
What's the C for?
What's that?
The T. It's why is there a C? I saw that.
Oh, TC, Twin Cities.
Oh,
Yeah.
'cause I was like, it's the Twins, not the Cardinals. Is it the Twins and the?
Yeah.
I was very confused by the C.
Yep. TC.
So the
Twin
Twins are
Cities.
represent. Oh, duh. So they're representing what you call it, St. Paul, and-
Minneapolis,
St. Paul, and
St.
Minneapolis.
Paul.
That's duh, Samaria. All right,
They just got brand new jerseys this year that actually, for the first time ever, say Twin Cities.
I like that.
Some people are like, "It's not the Twin Cities Twins. Don't wear jerseys like that. It's the
Oh.
Minnesota Twins."
Oh, wow. I get that though, cause like I'm very protective of like the Red Sox being like it's the Boston Red Sox. You know what I mean? It's the Boston Celtics, and then it's the New England Patriots. They're the only team that like belongs to New England.
Oh yeah.
But like the Boston teams are our teams, so don't try to claim them. Like if you're from Rhode Island, don't try to claim the Boston Celtics. You're
Yeah.
from Rhode Island and you don't have a team.
So I was telling you, like, I live just over the border in Wisconsin, in Hudson, and everybody, like, all the stuff in the stores there is all Green Bay Packers stuff. Yet that's 4 hours away, and the Vikings play a half hour away. Yet all these people are. It's like just because that border, like, you're actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only place you see it get wacky is Connecticut, right? Because half of Connecticut chooses Massachusetts teams, and half of Connecticut goes New York.
New York, yeah. Not fair. It's not fair. So I was looking at your. I'm gonna bring up a couple things I saw on your Twitter feed.
Oh man, that place is wild.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're gonna go back to 2010, and you called somebody. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally
Whoa,
kidding.
I was
I probably totally kidding.
genuinely terrified. Like my eyes. First of all, I was like, I swear I deleted all that stuff. When I got the job from SNL, I did a fucking purge.
I read that. That's why I was teasing you. I got you. I got you. No, I got you.
That was fucking scary. All right, don't
right.
play with me like that, man.
Yeah, fake. Sorry about that. You're safe, as far as I know. I don't know. This one's definitely safe. Patton Oswalt tweeted that just give Roy Wood Jr. the hosting of the Daily Show job.
Yeah.
You clearly agree.
Yeah.
I clearly agree. I don't watch that show that much. I did catch it this week, and I'm a fan of Roy. He's been on this podcast
Yeah.
before. He should have that job.
Give Roy the job.
Give
I don't know
Roy
why
the
they're
job.
playing games with him. It's really shitty, too. Hey, Comedy Central, what we're doing is real shitty. Roy's been there. He knows the show. He understands the show. He has a love for the show, a genuine and true love for the show, and he's very good at it. And the fact that you're just making him share this whole thing and cycle people through, it's a tad bit disrespectful. Give the man the job. Jesus.
Period. I agree. Here's another one I loved. Maury needs to diversify.
He does.
I'm tired of DNA tests. Bring
am.
back the overweight babies, the bad teenagers, and the abusive husbands.
Yes.
I didn't even know Maury was still on.
Yeah, first of all,
You
it's
sure you
not
weren't
a-
watching? You weren't watching a rerun?
No, it's New Murray, and it's not a thing I'm proud of.
Okay,
It's
good.
not a thing, the fact that I know this and also have some passion about what it should be. It's not a sense of pride or anything for me. But I'm so tired of the DNA. All it is DNA now. He used to be a man of many coats.
You know how old he is? Still doing that show?
And he looks aggravated with the DNA. I'm not gonna lie. He looks like he's over it. Like he's just like, yeah, he the daddy. You know, like he don't care no more.
84. Maury's 84.
He needs to bring back passion.
Bring back
He
fashion.
used to be passionate. They bring out them big babies. He'd be like, stop feeding the baby. You know, he had Bring back the big babies.
I went to his website because I didn't believe the show was still on.
Bring back the babies. The big babies were great.
Do you want to hear some of the hot this week topics they have on their website?
Yes.
Pregnant in 6th grade? Question mark.
Oh.
Yeah. Her baby's white. Your baby's white. It can't be. I can't be her father.
I like that.
Yep.
I want to see that.
There were 30 men.
The baby's white. I can't be the daddy. I like that logic.
Right. There were 30 men. I'll prove your child isn't mine.
30. I've seen those type of DNAs. They bring out like 15 people, which is like no disrespect to the ladies, but if you hit 15, just tell the kid, just lie and move on.
Pick your favorite?
Yeah, just lie and move on. Why are we doing this?
It's not easy to organize 15 people to show up in one place either.
The type of people that go on Maury, I don't think it's that hard.
How about this one? I'm afraid of aluminum foil and cotton balls.
Yeah, that's what I want him to bring back.
Okay.
Those are like the things like when he would have the phobias and they'd be like, oh, I'm scared of pickles. And he'd bring out like a man in a pickle suit like, why are you crying? And it's like, yeah, do more of that.
I'm afraid of pickles.
More of that stuff.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. We should wrap this up. You also have the show on Peacock, Bust Down. People could check that out.
Yeah.
I heard it's not continuing on.
No.
2 seasons.
1.
Oh, just 1.
Yeah.
1 season. All right. So that's out there. People can check that out. What else? Merch? Do you bring anything to sell at the shows here? No?
I hate selling stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you go out and say hi to people after the
Yeah,
show?
I'll talk to people and kick it and all that. I just hate selling stuff. I'm not good at I think it's smart, and I know I'm dumb, and I probably could make more money than I do if I would, but it just feels so cheesy to me, and I'm just like, hey, want to buy a shirt? Like, anytime I've brought merch, I've given it away.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm just like, just take it. I just don't like having to deal with the whole thing.
Yeah, it's got to be uncomfortable, especially like I see a lot of people go like, pay what you want. I mean, does that make it any more comfortable?
I just give it up.
Like, ugh.
I'm bad at it. I just take it. Take it, baby.
Pay what you want, and then somebody gives you $2, and you're expecting 10. Like,
Yeah. And then it's also like, I love myself too much for that because like, I know how I value myself, but now if I'm just letting you determine my value, like I don't want to play that game. I don't want to do that to myself. I gotta protect my self-esteem.
Hell yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
It's been so great to meet you and spend this short amount of time. People come and see the shows this weekend. We will post this as soon as possible, right, Brandon? First show.
Oh, shit.
Hey, look at that.
Look at what we done did, Brandon.
Look at that. First show sold out.
Look at what happened.
Nice.
I think that has earned me an hour of drinking after the last show.
Here we go. Negotiations have begun.
I got to, because Brandon kicked me out last night. Into the streets. Into the cold Minnesota streets.
How did you survive?
I don't know, man. Barely.
You barely made it here today.
Yeah, I had to fucking do some naked and afraid shit.
At the same time, right? At the same time. Keep an eye out for my buddy Solly and his girl tonight,
I will.
Yeah.
Please tell them to say hello.
I definitely will.
That's fire.
All right. Well, thank you. This has been great.
Thank you.